Man, here we are with another reaction video, and here we got the film theorists, man. I think, what are they called? Hold up. They are called the film theorists. And yeah, I used to watch these videos all the time because they would give out some crazy details about some games that you might have missed. You know what I'm saying? And here it says Disney might have lied to me. Disney hasn't lied to me. No, I'm just. There's a lot of things people miss in Disney, in Disney movies in general, and DVD, and I say DVD, and Disney TV shows. But it is a 16-minute video, so we're gonna cut right into it because I kind of want to watch this whole thing. To be honest.
Right out and say it. Zac Efron, you stole my career, sir. It should have been me as Troy Bolton in High School Musical. We both dance, act, and sing, except one of us doesn't need to use auto-tune. We both performed as kids, we were both born less than a year apart, and we can both rock the short and long hairstyles. I mean, look at that steely gaze. We are exactly the same. We are mostly the same. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the show that encourages viewers to get your head in the game if the game is reinterpreting beloved childhood franchises. If you still haven't figured out what we're talking about today,
make sure you comment down below what other film theories you want me to watch, because I like these interesting ones.
Okay, well then you probably don't even Disney Channel original movie, bro, because today's episode is all about High School Musical. That's right, here on Film Theory, we only tackle the freshest, hottest made-for-TV movie series that haven't seen an installment in nearly a decade. Unless you count Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, which I obviously do. But in all seriousness, when I was still acting in theater, I was in a big regional production of High School Musical as Troy's understudy, and that gave me plenty of time to overthink the plot in between bouts of icing our vocal cords. This kind of thing was my life when I was a teenager. Musicals, theater, show choir, you name it. If there was a chance for me to perform on stage and not have to interact with the popular people, well, boy howdy was I involved. And after spending so much time studying the show, I've always had a bone to pick with HSM. Well, a few bones actually, because there is no way Juilliard is really going to send acting scouts to a random public high school in Albuquerque to watch a show written by a student. Anyway, the main bone I'm here to pick is this. The movie's bend over backwards trying to convince you that Sharpay, the quote-unquote spoiled rich theater diva, is the villain of these stories. But she's not. In fact, when you stop and actually look across the entire series, Sharpay is like the only one with redeemable qualities. You hear that, Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron? Your empire of fame is built on lies. Lies, I say. You think this is all just a chip on my shoulder? Well, let's look at the evidence and bop to the bottom of this case. Now, in case you need a cram session before this High School Musical final exam, here it is in a nutshell. In the original High School Musical, our heroes Gabriella and Troy meet when they do karaoke together at a New Year's Eve party, conveniently finding out shortly thereafter that Gabriella is transferring to Troy's school. Actually, just the plot of Grease. She's a science nerd who wants to find a new place for herself at the school, and he's a star basketball player who wants to find a new place for himself in Gabriella's pants. On a whim, they decide to audition for the High School Musical. Oh, I get it. I get the title now. Even though they're turned away for being too late and they didn't prepare anything, they still miraculously get a callback for the two lead roles. This doesn't sit too well with Sharpay and her twin brother Ryan, who are die-hard members of the drama club. Which, now that I'm writing it out, when the villain of your movie is supposed to be the theater kid, you should already be asking yourself some questions. Oh no! They're gonna put me to shame with their box steps. Don't you put a ray in my direction. Oh, they're pulling out the viewpoints. She's commenting on my stance. Sorry, the theater kid is coming rushing back to me. Anyway, Sharpay and Ryan convinced the drama teacher to move the callbacks to the same day as Troy's basketball championship and Gabriella's scholastic decathlon. Oh no! Conflict! Troy and Gabriella's other friends think they should choose between the activities they've already committed to versus this musical, but nah, they're the hot protagonists in a made-for-TV Disney movie, so they don't. Troy and Gabriella win everything, including the leads for the musical, the decathlon, and the last shot of the basketball game. Wow, growing up is so difficult when you're young and beautiful. High School Musical 2 is is pretty much the same thing, but over the summer and with a country club talent show instead of a musical. And High School Musical 3 is pretty much the same thing as High School Musical 1, but now they're seniors and focused on college. Got it? Good. So what makes Sharpay the villain? Well, ask anyone who knows these movies and their arguments fall into one of three camps. 1, she's a diva who won't share the spotlight. 2, she's trying to steal Troy away from Gabriella. And 3, she's a spoiled rich girl who expects everything to be handed to her. That's what these movies want you to believe. But if you actually stop and objectively look at her actions across these cinematic masterpieces, you see that this could not be further from the truth. Complaint number 1, Sharpay is a diva who won't share the spotlight. Very early on in the first High School Musical, we established that Sharpay is super mean. Just look at this conversation.
Oh, were you going to sign up too? My brother and I have started all the school's productions, and we really welcome newcomers. There are a lot of supporting roles in the show. I'm sure we can find something for you.
Alright, so there's definitely a tone issue, but let's think about what she's actually saying. She isn't discouraging the pretty new girl from auditioning. In fact, she even says that they welcome new people into the club, going so far as to say that there's lots of roles, so she'd be likely to get one even if Gabrielle is a complete noob to performing on stage. Which, let's not forget, she absolutely is. This girl is so inexperienced that she freezes up at the freaking audition.
I can't do it, Troy. Not with all these people staring at me.
Oh, you can't do it, can ya? Well, it's not like people are gonna be staring at you if you're the lead character in a musical or anything. Sharpay is definitely full of herself to assume that she'll just be the lead, but then again, no one else signs up to audition for the lead. We see the sign-up sheet, and even if they did, just look at the other talent that she'd have to go up against.
I want you to know this feeling like no other.
It's hard to believe that I couldn't sneeze. See?
East High, not quite the strongest arts program. And yes, at first it might seem underhanded that she convinces Miss Darbus, the theater teacher, to change the callbacks to the same day as the basketball game, but Sharpay is just testing Gabriella and Troy's resolve to see if they're really committed to the show. Because, let's face it, Gabriella and Troy are committed to other activities already, other friends, and each other. What else does Sharpay have besides theater and a brother who wears stupid hats? Now, the idea of testing their commitment may seem absurd, but her fears are well-founded. In High School Musical 3, Troy actively ditches out of the first act of his senior year show so he can drive to visit Gabriella while she's away at another school.
Troy Bolton just sent me a text.
Been driving all night. I'll try to make it for the second act. Break a leg.
Break a leg? What does that mean?
Dude, that's showbiz, but you're going on tonight.
Yeah, guys, sorry for completely trashing the months of work we put into this thing. I had to go make out with my super hot, super nerdy girlfriend. Don't worry, though. I'll be there to grace the show with my six-pack abs in the second act. And let's not forget, a true diva would rather not be a part of the show at all instead of playing second fiddle to someone else. Well, in none of the High School Musical movies does Sharpay ever get the glory, but she comes around in all three. After Gabriella gets the lead in High School Musical, Sharpay is cast as her understudy, but still congratulates her and tells her to break a leg.
Well, congratulations. I guess I'm going to be the understudy in case you can't make one of the shows, so break a leg.
And we find out in the beginning of HSM2 that Sharpay even gave Gabriella vocal exercises that helped her in the role.
Sharpay, we got off to a rough start, but you really came through. I mean, you helped me with the Winter Musical. Those vocal exercises?
That's surprisingly gracious for someone who is supposedly so egotistical. Now, fast forward to the end of that movie. Sharpay and Troy are slated to sing together at the country club's talent show. Her brother Ryan and his stupid hat betrays his sister by giving Troy a new song to sing with Gabriella so that Sharpay can participate in the one thing that she was looking forward to the entire summer. What'd she do? Well, instead of making a scene and wrecking the show, Sharpay recovers, chooses to sing as a part of the group, wins the Star Dazzle Award as Best Performer, then graciously gives that award to her brother who just stabbed her in the back.
The Star Dazzle for this year goes to, of course,
My brother, Ryan Evans.
And at the end of High School Musical 3, when Sharpay isn't chosen for one of the scholarships to Juilliard, even though her brother and his stupid hat is, we learn that she's going to help run the high school's drama department the following year. A role for which there will be zero glory. Sharpay is just committed to making her school's drama program great. She always wants to be the star, but are we really faulting someone for wanting to be the best? A true diva wouldn't let anyone near her spotlight, and clearly Sharpay is along for the ride even if she isn't getting all the glory. Complaint number 2, Sharpay is trying to steal Troy away from Gabriella. So perhaps a bigger sin of Sharpay's is that she has goals to date Troy, who is sometimes happily in a relationship with Gabriella. So what nefarious deed does she do to win him over? Does she kiss him? Does she push Gabriella off a cliff? Does she drug him and shave off that mop of hair so she can swim deeper and deeper into his cool blue winter crystal-like eyes? No! Sharpay's evil plan is to get Troy a job at her family's country club, then get him promoted so he'll be paid better, and then also introduce him to members of the University of Albuquerque basketball team so he'll have a better shot at getting a scholarship the following year.
What a shame that Troy's only busting dishes all summer, given that he's a potential star for your alma mater, Daddy.
The U of A Redhawks would be very interested in him.
Troy's very concerned about college.
Really? How's Coach Bolton these days?
How dare she? And what insane favor does she ask of him in return? That he sing with her in a talent show.
She's basically offering him a college education just to sing with her in the talent show.
Which, it probably should be mentioned when push comes to shove, he doesn't do. Meanwhile, let's look at what some of the quote-unquote good guys do back in High School
That's
Musical
savage.
1. In order to get Troy and Gabriella's heads back into the game, their best friends trick Troy into saying he doesn't care about Gabriella in front of a hidden camera, and then they force Gabriella to watch it. So, who's the bigger villain here? The person trying to win over a guy in a relationship by being nice to him, or the people using hidden cameras to break up their friend's relationship when it doesn't serve their
I
needs?
just love how he
But
words things,
it's okay
but-
for them. But Sharpay's actions are unforgivable? Yeah. I don't think so. And complaint number 3. Sharpay is a spoiled rich girl who expects everything to be handed to her. Now, the rich part is absolutely right. Throughout the High School Musical movies, we learned that Sharpay's family owns a resort and uses a private helicopter. But expecting everything to be handed to her? Nothing could be further from the truth. In the straight-to-DVD classic Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, Sharpay moves to New York City to try to make it as an actress.
We
And her
good?
doubting father gives her 1 month to make a career for herself, or else she'll have to return.
I found out he changed his mind after watching this movie right here. Fell in love with the main character, and now he believes, which he gave some interesting examples of why Sharpay wasn't the evil villain that we thought she always was, or like some who always ended up turning good, but she was actually good all along. I understand that, but we obviously understand now that he fell in love with the main character in this movie and then came back to revisit the other ones.
Home. Does Sharpay kick and scream about it? No. Actually, she goes and makes the best of it and tries to network with a director who voiced interest in casting her.
I'm gonna meet with that casting director, get the part, be a star, and have a palace.
And when she finds out that that director was actually interested in casting her dog and not her, sure, it absolutely sucks, but she seizes the opportunity and gets hired as the personal assistant to the star of the show, who then makes her run errands all night and scrub toilets. Does Sharpay refuse and resolve to destroy the star's career? No, once again. She recognizes that getting it in with someone in the industry is how people get a shot in show business. So she does all the star's menial chores, then destroys her career. The point is, across all 4 installments of the franchise, Sharpay gets knocked down time and time and time again, losing the lead role, getting betrayed by her brother, not getting into the college she wants, getting passed over for a dog, but she never once gives up on what matters to her. She never stops believing in herself.
What about your dream of being a star?
It's still there. It's just a little bit more of a dream than a reality.
And she's even gracious enough to help others out, like Gabriella and this weird snooty kid with a performing King Charles Spaniel.
Yeah, that's I think we're gonna end it here, but that is crazy, man. When we think about it, like she never ends up getting the lead role at all. The fucking Troy. I'm trying to beat that. I don't know, but Troy and everything else is like getting it instead. And Gabriella, I think was. But yeah. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, and sorry I don't watch the rest. I kind of just can't see where everything's going. He proved his point to me, at least. So it was entertaining while it lasted too. So thank you for watching. Enjoy.